Today we're going to talk about issue tracking and clash detection in Navisworks and how that integrates with Revizto. For those of you guys who have followed Revizto, you guys know that Revizto does not do clash detection, so we utilize other tools such as Navisworks that are very good at doing clash detection. So the first process in doing this is we need to export this project out of Navisworks or Revit. It doesn't matter what program this has been exported to, but it needs to be pushed into the Revizto format. Once that's done, we can simply go to our Clash Detective and we can set up all of our tests and clash groups just like we would in Navisworks. So you can see we have all of our clash groups already set up. And from here, we'll simply go to the Revizto 4 button and export clashes. So I don't have to export directly out of Navisworks to do this. If the project's already been pushed from Revit, the export clashes will still bring them in the correct location because they're based on the same coordinate system. So because the model derived from Revit, we can do it this way. So coming into the export scheduler, we can see it's basically a pure image of what was in the Clash Detective. So if we select one of these groups, we can see all the clashes within that. So all I'm going to do is specify the group that I'd like to bring in and export. So this is going to push all these clashes into the Revizto issue tracker. That means that they automatically, in real time, as soon as this completes, can be viewed on anybody else's computer in the issue tracker, in AutoCAD, in Revit, and it's going to be section boxed, so it brings it into Revit as an isometric or axon view. So we'll give this a couple seconds to be able to be pushed into here. And from there, we can assign accountability in the issue tracker. So once this finishes, it's going to push you into Revizto. For the folks that were maybe remote or working on this project, they'd be able to access this in Revit and be able to see that immediately in Revit. So if we click on Issue Tracker, so once your clashes have been exported into Revizto, the first thing I would do is go to the Filter button and filter by clashes and clash only issues. This is going to allow you to see only the clash issues that you brought in. Next, I would utilize this mass selection button, and I can select all or just a few of them, and I can batch all these clashes, click edit, and then when I'm filling out the information checkbox, we can apply all these settings to the group of clashes we brought in. Next, I am going to select the chat box, and from here we can make any comments or notes that we need to have on here. As you can see in the screenshot, we actually have a screenshot of the Navisworks clash. And this is really nice for folks that were utilizing Freedom Viewer or don't have Navisworks managed on their computer or may not be technical in Navisworks. But the nice thing about this is we can locate where this is in the project. So if we select 2D, we can select any of our floor plans that this falls on. And it falls on apparently these 5 floor plans. So I'll select ground detail, for example. And you can see here is 5 clash groups and 1 issue. So you can see the difference between what an issue looks like and what a clash group looks like. Next, if we go to 3D, it's going to show us the highlighted blue clash group and what that looks like in the 3D view. So by selecting it, you can see it's automatically section boxed, except for this one. We can turn it on and off. So we can go from the section box back to where this is isolated in the model. So this gives folks a really good idea of where that is clashing and where it's located in the relative project in the 3D model. Jumping down to the markup, we'd have the ability to edit this markup if we'd like. Typically this isn't used a lot with the clash detection. A lot of times notes though are held within here where we can add additional notes or questions about what needs to be addressed. I'm going to jump now back into Revit where we have this project in Revit, and I'm going to just open up Revizto, Issue Tracker, and I'm going to follow the same process. I'm looking for just clashes. I'm going to filter by clashes and clash only issues. And from there, I can specify one of these classes, such as this one. And by double clicking it, it's going to actually open this up in Revit and show me that area. Jumping over to Revit, we can go there to fix the issue. So all I'm going to do is simply click Issue Tracker, and we can select the issue that's up on the screen here. And as you can see, it's actually going to take our Navisworks clash and bring this in to Revit as an isometric view. So once we fixed this issue, we can actually go into the Revizto tab, select the I button, and we can solve this. So what's going to happen the next time you run your models in Navisworks with your clash detection is it's actually going to note that there's no longer a clash in Navisworks, and it will actually mark this automatically as closed the next time you run this in Navisworks.